Totally kidding. Oh my gosh. It's at the end of October. Holy cow, it's the 26th of October, 2021. This show happens at each and every weekday in the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. Here we go. Yeah. 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 Uh-huh. Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah, yeah, bop. Oodly biddly bop. Biddly biddly bop. Beep bop, beep bop, beep bop, beep bop, beep bop, beep. Beep bop, beep. Beep, 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 beep. That's Jimmy Stinson out of Portland, Maine. As wacky and nutty as he is, he plays some pretty mean guitar. Welcome to each and every one of you to the Eric Zane Show podcast. Wow, I just had like an out-of-body experience. It just felt like my brain just left me. You ever do that? It's like, what? Is this real? Is this even real? It's like David at the dentist. This is a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every weekday. So, welcome in. So glad you are here. Getting the show, at least for now, via the live stream on Twitter. That is brought to you by Blue Frost IT at Eric Zane Show on Twitter. Please follow the show. I'm not leaving Twitter or anything like that. I'm just making a couple of nuanced changes, I guess. A little bit more than nuanced changes, or a little bit bigger. Facebook, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. Brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. That's where I'm at. Go there, like it, follow it, all that stuff. And then, of course, on the almighty YouTube, brought to you by Frank the Tank Fuss, the licensed independent insurance broker / agent, My Policy Shop Insurance, who, boy, had an experience with Frank yesterday. Some really, really great stuff. He reached out to me because I had been talking about, hey, my brother-in-law, the NFK, who lives with us, he is a recipient of Medicare. Now, the extent of my knowledge about Medicare is, you take advantage of it. It's a government's funded health plan for the people who cannot work, the infirmed or whatever, retired. And he took early retirement because of disability. So, yes, he gets that. And all I know is that when he needs to go to the doctor, he pulls out a card and he shows it to him. They go, okay, thanks. And that's it. Very rarely does he get any type of bill for any type of medical procedure. Like when he goes and gets his feet shaved. But, he's set to have surgery coming up in December. So we'll see how that goes. But essentially, it's a very good healthcare plan. So the tank says to me, he's on Medicare. I bet you I can help him. I'm like, well, yeah, that's what I've talked about on the show. And he says, do you speak on his behalf? I go, yeah. And he goes, okay, great. All I need is a copy of the Medicare card. And right away, I'm like, ugh. Okay, well, that's a little weird. Why? Well, that means I have to ask him for it. Okay. Well, that means he's going to ask questions. Uh-huh. Which means I have to explain it. Now, knowing what I know, this can sometimes be tricky. When it was tax time last year, and I said, hey, buddy, have you filled out a return? And he went apeshit. His head blew up. His fire shooting out of his eyes. Nobody's going to get my money. Nobody. I'm like, you don't make any money. You get a benefit from Social Security, and you get a very, very, very small pension. No one's taking your money. I go, you're actually, you still have to file a return, and you're giving up money. They're going to give you the money back that they took out in the first place because you don't make enough. And he went, he's just pitching a fit. And I had to actually go, all right, time out. Through the red flag. We got a review. I go, look, buddy, when have I ever done anything that has been not helpful to you? Pause. I go, seriously, when have I ever not helped you? And that confused him when I said that. I go, I'm always on your side. I am team NFK. Trust me, you don't need to get this pissed off about everything. I'm going to help you. All right. I turned around to my pal Troy Ginzer at Tag Account, and I go, all right, dude, this guy hasn't filed a return in years. So we went back as far as we can go on his benefit and his retirement. And, well, I got him like $3,000 back that he had never gotten before because I never filed a fucking return. So then when I handed him the folder with his return in it, I go, yeah, here you go. This is what I did for you. The money's going to be deposited into your account. Oh, I go, yeah, just know that I'm not here to screw you in the asshole. I don't want anything to do with your asshole. I'm here to help you. This is something you may not have had in the past, but I'm looking out for your interests on these things, just like I am for your health. That's why I call the foot doctor and have the foot doctor shave your feet, because I don't want you sick. You're the only living relative that my wife has. And as gross as you are, it would be horrible if you weren't here. So now go wash your asshole and know that I'm on your side. Okay? I know that's the long-winded story of it, but I always love telling that. So now, if he has any issue, he comes to me. I make all of his medical appointments. I talk to all of his doctors. I plan everything for him. Takes a village. Who said that? Hillary Clinton takes a village? Is that who said that first? I don't know. So I got to get this card from the NFK. I go, how do I do this? I go, maybe he'll leave his wallet out. And I've been keeping an eye out. He doesn't leave his wallet out. It's always in his pants. And that means that I have to touch it. And I don't want to do that. So I just say, dude, can I get your Medicare card? Why? Well, I have a friend who is a licensed independent insurance broker. His name is The Tank. And he's going to review your Medicare benefit to make sure that everything is the way it should be. He might be able to save you some money. And he just looks at me like I'm crazy. And I'm getting close to dropping the, buddy, I'm on your side thing, you know? Like, I got this. He carefully gets out the wallet. And he's standing there. Now, again, his hands don't work like yours and mine. It's like trying to get a card out of a wallet with hands like, Mr. Crab from SpongeBob. So he's grabbing at the thing. I'm just standing there. And then he decides he has to sit down. So he sits. The thing is made of paper. The actual card from Medicare, the one that he has, is made of paper. This gave him the opportunity to say, I don't know why the fuck they make these fucking cards out of paper. Son of a bitch, man. If I fuck this fucking thing up, I'm fucked. And I'm just like, okay, maybe they do. Maybe you just got an old one. I don't know. Besides, it's not like you can't just take a picture of it, have a digital copy forever, and then whenever you need, I don't know. Maybe I'm asking too much. Gets me the card. And I'm like, well, thank God. Because I was really worried about him giving me that damn thing and then him just like freaking out. And he kind of got a little bit agitated because remember I told you that he used to constantly, when he would get pissed, he makes gestures that don't correspond with like what he's talking about. Like his hands go off in wild, crazy ass directions. And he started to do that again when getting that card out because he's getting pissed because it's stuck in his wallet and the wallet is sealed with various ass drippings and things like that. So it's all kind of smashed. So he's having difficulty. Plus, his hands are all wonky. He's like, shit, fucking thing out. I can't make this thing out of plastic, motherfucking shit. Fuck. I'm like, fuck. Okay, he's getting ready to blow. So I get the card and I get the fuck out of there. And then, this is all at like 8 o'clock at night. This gives you a perfect example. This is kind of like another endorsement for the tank about how helpful he is. Because he had asked me for that card, so I sent him the card. And he right away gets to work on it. So without, getting to the intricacies of what he's doing, we come to find out that Frank can save him over $800 a year. Now, and on his insurance premiums, because I don't know. I go, well, how? I go, well, he doesn't get a bill every year for the premium. I mean, what do you mean he's saving money? And he goes, well, you don't understand, Eric. It comes right out of his Social Security check when he gets his check. They just take the money out, pay for his part, just like any other insurance policy. And then the government pays for the rest. But I can get him this, and that. So it's a huge savings of cash, like $800 on the premium plus the prescription is much cheaper now. So Frank has done his job, exactly what he's supposed to do. So that made me very happy. But then I am faced with the specter of I have to explain this to him at some point. And that can be tricky based on what I just talked to you about. So I'm thinking about just not saying anything. Ever. And, of course, he'll get a new insurance card, though, probably a plastic one, which will make him happy. But now I'm like, boy. So, yeah, it's usually some type of a chess game that you have to do with this guy. But, all right. That all happened last night. Thank you, Frank. While watching TV, the NFK is doing something very peculiar lately. One of the dogs is growling. What are you doing? And that is talking to the TV. So, and it happened yesterday. And it's happened a lot. It's been happening more and more. Journey into the mind of my brother-in-law. And now I couldn't see the TV and I couldn't hear it. But this was the conversation that I heard. This is what I heard him saying. And I looked over at him, and Diana saw it too and heard it too. But while this is going on, dude is talking with his hands. He's like, oh. So his hands are moving in all sorts of directions while he's talking. And this is what we heard. You better get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of there. He's going to fucking eat you. It's a fucking bear, I guess. It's one of those shows, Discovery, whatever, where like this couple's camping and the bear's trying to get in the tent and he's seeing it all. And so he starts having a conversation, talking to the TV, talking to the people in this reenactment on the fucking show. You better get the fuck out of there or he's going to fucking eat your ass. Oh, my God. Shit. The things we are experiencing in this household. Hold up here. What is going on over there? Okay, you got these three dogs on the couch, and they're jockeying for position. O'Neill does not want to move, and Bruce wants him to move so he can sleep with these guys. And O'Neill is, just stop. It's okay. Just make room for him. He's your friggin' brother. Driving me crazy. Woke up late today. That's very rare. Okay, so went to bed last night. No setting of the alarm whatsoever. I wake up. It's 7 a.m. Normally, we get up at 6:20 a.m. I'm like, uh-oh. That's kind of part of the reason why I was late today. I mean, a handful of minutes. Not too bad. I made up for lost time. But, man, that's a bad feeling, especially when your wife is dependent upon you to get up for school. Holy crap. All right, so no big deal. Made up for lost time. Last night, the Queen of the Forest and I did a rare thing. Went out on a weeknight. Had an engagement with the G League basketball team, the Grand Rapids Gold. Okay, these guys the team, the ownership used to own the team known as the Grand Rapids Drive. Crazy thing happened a couple of years ago. The Detroit Pistons, who is the NBA team that works with the minor league basketball team, said, we want you to move the team to Detroit. And the team said, well, what if we don't want to do that? And they said, well, you kind of have to because you're our affiliate and we want you to pick up all the operations, all the people that work for the team, the ownership group, everybody. You have to abandon all your sponsors and you have to go to Detroit and you have to run the team in Detroit. Well, the basketball team said, no thanks. And the Pistons said, well, then you lose the affiliation. We're pulling the affiliation. We're starting our own team. And they said, okay, all right, no problem. We'll figure it out. Then the pandemic happened. League canceled. Well, pretty much. The Grand Rapids Drive did not play. It bought them a little time. They then established a new affiliation with the Denver Nuggets. So now, I mean, yeah, it's much further away, but the Nuggets don't care. The Nuggets did not have a minor league franchise, a G League team as it's known. And so they're like all about this. So now they changed the name of the Grand Rapids team to the Grand Rapids Gold. Same ownership group. All these great people work for them. They earn their livelihood selling it to sponsors, and people come in. They have a good time. I'm there courtside doing the PA thing as usual, and all is good. Great. So yesterday was the big day when we introduced the head coach to season ticket holders and sponsors and things like that. It's a get-together at Founders Brewing, and my job is to interview the head coach to all of these people. And I don't have really anything wacky or nutty that happened at this thing. It was just awesome. And they unveiled the new uniforms and stuff like that. So here you go. The head coach of the team is a guy by the name of Jason Terry. Now, I don't really follow the NBA too much, so I had to do a little research on this guy to figure out what's up, so I knew who the fuck I was talking to. And I was like, this guy was a stud. Holy shit. He played in the NBA for 19 years, okay? Very rare. Very rare, okay? As a 6'2" point guard for a few teams. On the 2011 Dallas Mavericks team that beat the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals, he was on that team. He won an NBA championship with Dirk Nowitzki and all the rest of that crew back then in 2011. Okay. 19 years, scored more than 18,000 points in the NBA. And he played up to 41 years old, which is fucking insane. Okay? 41 years old in a super intense game of basketball. Oh, my God, he's trying to guard Steph Curry when he's 21 years old. Shit, he even told a story about that. Great guy. Really, really nice dude. And the easiest dude in the world to interview, because as I'm driving over to the event, again, I don't know shit about this guy. And all I'm concerned about is this a one-word answer guy? Because that is the kiss of death. If I have to interview someone and all I'm going to get is a yes or no, all I'm going to want to do is take that microphone and bury it in your skull if you give me one-word answers. So I'm like, fuck, I'm hoping to God this isn't one of those introverted people. Introverted people drive me up a fucking wall. I know what you always say. Like, hey, I'm just introverted. Needs to be accepted in the world. I'm just introverted. Yeah, you're fucked. You go get some fucking help so you can interact like the rest of humanity, okay? Enough with your shyness. Get over it. I can't. Introverted, shy people, I want to fucking kick every one of their asses. Oh, yes, I'm scared to see a person. What? How? This is what we do. Yeah, but I'm scared of people. People might look at me like I'm funny. Fuck is wrong with you? Get over it. Jason Terry is not that. And I found this out because I'm driving there, and I said to the Queen of the Forest, I go, look up Jason Terry, type Jason Terry interview on Google, and hit video. She did. It was a post-game interview with this guy, and he's like jibber jabber talking up a storm to their problem. I'm like, oh, thank God he's not brain dead. Oh, this is great. I even told him the story. I go, dude, I had no idea what to expect. And I told him this exact same thing, minus the big moment about how I can't stand introverted people. And it's not true. I can stand introverted people. I can. But let me just tangent off here and say, you must stop doing this. You're costing yourself thousands of dollars. It's actually keeping you from getting a better job. No more. You're going to have to force it. You have to fake it until you make it. Stop being shy with the world. We want you talking. Okay? Unless your name is Boring Dean, we want you talking. All right. So, interview this guy in front of all these people. This is his first coaching job ever. And he's just cool as shit. I just love this guy. In fact, he was, when he played in the NBA, when it comes to the history of shooting three-pointers, like, the long bomb from way downtown, there are only 6 other players in the history of the league, who were better at shooting three-pointers than him. Jason Terry was a fucking stud from downtown. I think he averaged over 13 points a game. He was no joke. He's not a Hall of Famer, but still 19 years in the league is no joke, man. Holy shit. All right, so that was cool. Had some food. Diana had a drink. I met 2 dudes from the National Guard. Yeah, that's why I got this hat on. They gave me a hat. How about that? Sergeant First Class Ian Devaney and Sergeant First. That's what SFC stands for, right? I don't think it's Sergeant fucking Cock, but how you doing, Sergeant fucking Cock Ian Devaney? And Sergeant fucking Cock Joel James. They sit down, and I went, "Hey boys, how are you? I'm Eric. This is Diana. We're sitting at the same table, so being that I'm not a shithead introvert, I'm gonna politely introduce myself. Can you imagine if they're right at the same table? I'm sitting. I'm scared. I don't want to introduce myself to a new person because I'm a scared asshole. Can't talk to people." Sergeant fucking cock Joel James, and right away he goes, "Hey, love the show." I go, oh my God, that's great. Now that's always extra special for me because when you're a ham and egger like I am, you're dealing with less chance of people listening, but not the case here. This young man does listen, so I'm stoked. I'm like, oh, great! What a great icebreaker. And then he says, and small world moment, Eric Zane. My uncle was your college roommate. I go, what? John Hurt. I go, Hurty. Oh my God. Well, yeah, he's one of my favorite people on the planet. I love him forever. Still talk to him to this day. He visits me from time to time here in town. He's from the area. And I go, well, that is so cool. He goes, and I go, so when we were in college just getting to know each other, you were probably like 1 year old. He goes, yeah, it's about right. I go, holy shit. So that was cool. Took a picture of me and Sergeant fucking Cock Joel James. I'm sorry, Sergeant First Class. Took a picture, sent it off to Hurty. Side note, Hurty, growing up, his dad in the area here was the dentist, Dr. Hurt. I've told this story before. And he had practiced for years. He's retired now, Dr. Hurt in West Michigan. Well, in 2021, you cannot, I know this from a story that my college roommate told me. You cannot be a dentist named Dr. Hurt. Back when his dad was a dentist, minus Google reviews, it was possible. Not so now, because he got all the education to be a dentist, and then it came time to go out and do dentist stuff, and all of a sudden, he puts a sign out, hey, welcome, I'm open for business. Nobody's calling him. Huge setback, because his name is Dr. Hurty. So that was like legit. He had to go and actually change his name legally to Hurst. One letter made the difference, and he's been able to recoup that, and everything is fine. But people are people wouldn't do it. They wouldn't. So anyway, I'm talking with Sergeant First Class James and talking with Sergeant First Class Ian Devaney. And these guys, I go, well, it's funny because up at Fear Bunker North, where you train, my property is butted up against to the artillery range. They go, what? I go, yeah, range 40. I am right there. I am within, I'm very close to where the ordnances are exploding when you guys are doing maneuvers at whatever god-awful time of the day or night. And they're like, no shit. Oh my God. Yeah, that's our place. That's exactly what we do. We blow shit up. I go, yeah, I know. So then I go, look. So you're here because you're a sponsor. You trying, ultimately, these two guys, like Sergeant First Class Devaney is the recruiting and retention non-commissioned officer. Sergeant First Class James is the military career counselor. So these two are trying to get your kids to join the National Guard. And I go, yeah, I don't have a ton of listeners that are of age to join the National Guard. But I've got a ton of listeners whose kids are or will be of age. And you should market yourselves on my podcast, because they're there because they're marketing. They market with the drive. Like, they show up at the games. You bring the pull-up bar. You have the kids do the pull-ups. Hey, you're strong. You could be in the Army National Guard. Here you go. You should call me. I'm Sergeant First Class Devaney. And then the next thing you know, people are joining the Guard. And what is it? 1 week in a month, 1 week a year, Tuesdays, Mondays, every fifth year of the sixth holiday of the even numbers or something like that. You show up at Fear Bunker North. So I go, all right, buddy, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you everything you need to know about this podcast. You guys should be marketing in this podcast. Really? Well, yeah, you should. Why not? My God, it's freaking dirt cheap and everybody listens to it. So why wouldn't you? Plus, you can be on the podcast with me. We can talk about your uncle who's got the weird last name for a dentist. So that was cool. Good to meet them. Thank you for the coffee mug. Thank you for that's what you do. When it comes to like swag, they got to entice you with gear. So the National Guard gives you a hat like this with a nice logo, which, by the way, I needed a new hat. Thank you. They give you the coffee mug. They give you the insulated travel mug. They give you the lanyard that you put your keys on, and then a couple cards. So I'm like, now, I don't think I am the right stuff for the National Guard. I don't think they would take me with my physical inability and the fact that I'm old, but I'd love to talk about the National Guard. Not helping is Terry, who writes, the National Guard are a bunch of memards. What the fuck is wrong with you? Zane, is that the roommate who said, it's in your paws, E? No. This is a white dude. Megan says they give her mother was a sergeant first class. Also, they give the high school kids hats to get them to enroll, so you're solid military bait. Stevie says, my hubby used to go to Dr. Hurt. Oh, my God. All right. Kent, drop the E, add a U, adds, if he was good at dad jokes, his practice would have been named Tooth Hurty. Shut up. Shut the hell up. All right. Dean says, Eric, didn't you get called? Okay. I'm glad you brought this up, Dean. High school Eric. Doing high school things. The Marine recruiter is in the school. Most schools have this, where the military liaison will kind of assess the young men and women. Back then, it might have just been men. I don't even know. I don't think so. I think men and women, even back in 1988, could definitely participate. But and Kyle says, "Oh my God, I love this story. This is a great, great story." So as I remember this, I remember that the Marines show up and they speak to the young people about joining the Marines. Now, I don't know this at the time, but they've made an assessment of every potential candidate. In this case, all of the young men. And I also know that Fred Eckert, there was the Eckert twins, Fred and Ray Eckert. Fred has committed to the Marines already. He will finish high school and he will join the Marines. So he knows these recruiters on a first name basis. And, well, unbeknownst to me, Fred has seen the assessment of every male student at Cousino Senior High School in Warren, Michigan. I know Fred because he's on the cross-country team with me. So it's not like I don't know the guy. He'll do anything to bust my balls as I would do the same thing to bust his balls. So Fred sees the list of all the young men that the Marines have an assessment for because he knows the recruiter. And he sees what they wrote about me, and he's like, oh. His eyes light up like saucers. He grabs the document, makes a photocopy of it, and then now it's in his possession. And the next stage of the story is when I'm in the hall by my locker, and I hear, Zaytunian! Zaytunian! Oh, my God, you got to see this! And I go, hey, Fred, what's going on? And he says, wait till you see what the Marine recruiter thinks about you. And you see, Tom Vandermeer, A+, stud, a great kid, tons of potential. We'd be lucky to have him. Dan Donovan would make a great Marine. And then you scroll to Eric Zaytunian, which is my actual last name. Eric Zaytunian. 2 words, swear to God. My heart sunk as I hear Fred Eckert laughing in my face as I read the words, major pussy. Oh my God. Fucking shit. Devastating. Fatality. Oh my God. You know, kids, they're that age. They're an absolute mess to begin with. You get an adult looking at a kid and calling him a major pussy. I mean, I knew it, but he didn't have to tell me. Holy shit. I mean, here I am, sided with the fact that I'm like, holy shit, I'm never going to have sex for my entire life. All the other kids are having sex. I can't even touch a titty or anything like that. And everybody's like making fun of me. I'm a total loser. I'm skin and bones with a huge nose. I look like the fucking Afrid nasal spray animation walking around. I'm like, oh, it's terrible. I'm such a fucking idiot. And then I see this Marine recruiter writes, major pussy. What a cock. Oh, my God. Patriot Nick says maybe it was a prediction about how much poon you'd get. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I remember just feeling that real lonely feeling you get. And he's laughing right in my face. Fucking Fred. right. So that was the extent of my interaction with the United States Marine Corps. Fucking idiots. All right. Thank you for bringing that up, Dean. You see, that's why I look at the comments, Brian. We went off on a wonderful tangent because of some well-timed thoughts there. As much as I hate giving credit to boring Dean, you improved the show today with that jogging of my memory. I would not have thought of that. So again, just to be sure, day 3 of the Go Fuck Yourself tour to Bleeding Heart Brian. In all of my years of doing this, I have never gone on a longer Go Fuck Yourself tour. So that's saying something. I hope you are proud of yourself, you asshole. All right. My journey to obesity is continuing. I really need to do something about this because remember I talked to you about how when I was going through the process of giving up the kidney, I still had 2. I think very seriously, I said, there's no way I can get diabetes. If I get diabetes with one kidney, that's a bad deal, and it runs in my family. I don't have diabetes, but I'm starting to think that if I'm not careful, I'm going to eat myself right into it. This is serious shit. That will kill you. My dad has it. My brother has it, but he's kind of turned it around with his diet and choices and things he eats and walking and stuff like that. And he didn't have it like my dad. Like my dad is a full on before he eats, got to get a shot. My brother Jim, that has not happened. My mom was pre-diabetic, so I am kind of genetically supposed to get this. I haven't yet. Now, the doc said, Eric, as long as you keep running marathons, half marathons, you won't have any problem. Well, guess what? I'm not doing that shit anymore. Fuck it. What does Mike Ball do? As I'm eating my 3rd bowl of Captain Crunch berries on Saturday, there's a knock on the door. The dogs go ape shit. I look, and there's this bald fuck at my door. I turn around. I see him through the glass. I give him the finger because I know what's about to happen. Open up the door. Dogs are trying to bite him. I'm like, come on in. Let him bite you. Come on in, you sick fuck. I can see what's in his hand. He's got 4, count them, 4 boxes of Little Debbie snacks, including my all-time favorite, the strawberry shortcake, these new pumpkin face cookie deals with this type of pumpkin jizz inside of it, and these autumn fall cakes, and which is the same thing as the other cakes, just a different brand on it or a different name of it. Ridiculous. I go, I hate you. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my God. Turn around. Walk over to the island, rip them open, get right to it. All right. That is part of the journey to fat. Mike Ball is deliberately trying to kill me. That's exactly what he's trying to do. Last night, same thing. It's like if I'm not eating a fried chicken sandwich, I'm eating something sugary. Blueberry cereal for dinner. What? Come on, man. I talked about this on the Patreon yesterday. The stupid monster cereals. They only bring them out about this time of the year. And they're really not that great. They're just not sweet enough, in my opinion. Yesterday on the Patreon, we broke this down a little bit. We hardly knew you, Fruit Brute. Count Chocula, Frankenberry, Booberry. Last night, it was Booberry. All right? They came out with Fruit Brute at about the same time. All right. 1972. This is true. Frankenberry included an indigestible pigment that would turn Anyone, well, it says children's feces pink. Well, they took it out. And I'm like, why? No, that's a reason to buy it. Fruit Brute was just okay. It says here, it was known as Frankenberry stool. That's what people called it, Frankenberry stool. Count Chocula and Frankenberry recipes were reformulated to remove this pigment. Notice they didn't mention Count Chocula because the pigment there in that one is brown. So basically, it makes your shit look like delicious Count Chocula. So that wasn't really part of the story. I mean, who gives a shit if your turds are brown as they're supposed to be? But Frankenberry, if I'm going to take a dump that's pink, I'm going to buy Frankenberry. Booberry was released in 1973. They never added it. So you had the potential of having a blue shit and pink shit. Now, I don't know if they got the message over at Captain Crunch, but if you have Captain Crunch Crunch Berries, you will have some turquoise turds. So I don't know. And that to me is a reason to buy them. In fact, I would put it on the box. Frankenberry. Delicious multi-grain sugar cereal with marshmallows and will make your shits pink. Yes, all about it. Found that out after I talked about it on the Patreon. After the big release of Booberry in 73, they busted out Fruit Brute in 74. That's the werewolf entry into this damn thing. And then they fucking dumped it in 1982. What the hell happened to Fruit Brute? Why? Chocula, Frankenberry, and Booberry go unscathed. Fruit Brute discontinued, replaced with Fruity Yummy Mummy. What? That didn't catch on either. Canceled in 1992, you assholes. And they only bring these out 3 months out of the year. This year, they've announced the Monster Mash. Of course. Why did it take so long? Which is all of them mixed in. The 50th anniversary, the Monster Mash. Oh, all shitty. They're horrible. They're not sweet enough. They're not going to give me diabetes quickly enough. And they look like the morsels look like Bruce's nose. All right. So there you go. All of that in the last 24 hours. Don't forget, Dear Meathead is tomorrow on the show. I need emails from you on the Shoreliners Striping inbox with questions for Dad for Dear Meathead. Dear Meathead brought to you by JM Synthetics. And the email inbox is brought to you by Shoreliners Striping. They stripe parking lots in Michigan. If you're listening to me and you have a business or you work for a person that has a business and they have a parking lot and it looks like shit, clean it up. Get it swept, get it striped. Shoreliner Striping, they are the best. Of all the, there's lots of places that can do this for you, but Shoreliner Striping is the sponsor of this show. So you need to call upon them, shorelinerstriping.com. Okay. Thank you to Dr. Jim Barry for signing up for a 1-year all-audio podcast Tier 1 Patreon yesterday. He used the 10% off for the yearly. Cost him $54. Thank you, Doc. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. P as in Paul, ATREON. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Eric Zane's all one word. You'll get a look at what I do, all of the content I put up there on Patreon. If you like the daily podcast, a couple hours I do doing the show every single day. Like, oh, God, well, I'd love to hear some more. What is he doing on there? Well, I do a lot on there, including the Patreon Daily Bonus Podcast. The Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia, which I'm thinking, since I did not inform Dale of this today, that we will play tomorrow, Adam the Odd. So I know I told you today, but I'm thinking, unless I can get Dale to do it today. Hang on. Hold that thought. Let's see. Last week, Dale, in a very compromising position when he did trivia. Hang on. Hey, Dale, ... Sorry for the late notice, but can you play trivia at 10:30 a.m. today? ? If not, no biggie. I'll make it up tomorrow. Period. I think Dale likes doing the show while having sex because he was very, very sharp last week, and he wasn't so chatty. His mind was elsewhere. That actually happened, by the way. Like, what is going on? We're having sex. What the fuck, dude? Come on. All right. That's all on my Patreon, plus Lost Zane recordings in Zane Asylum, 2-hour music-driven radio show on Northern Michigan's Q100. Then, of course, the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, which happens again this week. All right. I mentioned Frank the Tank Fuss at My Policy Shop Insurance. This is free. So all that stuff that Frank did for me, for my brother-in-law, for Medicare, I don't have to pay for that. It's just his expertise. I would never have been able to do that. He saved me all that money, and all it took was me reaching out to him and saying, hey, can you do this? That's what he does. If it's insurance-related, you need this guy. I am not even kidding. You're thinking, oh, what do I care? Yeah, every year you got to re-enroll, whether it's Medicare, whether it's insurance in the marketplace, whether it's through your employer. You need Frank. This is free. Call or text 616-914-4070. 616-914-4070. He asks you a couple of questions. You answer them. Boom. That's it. He does all the heavy lifting for you. You can also go to this website, buyinsurancehere.com, and fill out the form. That's it. Kyle T wrote, yeah, I must have got it. It must have resonated because typically I bounce through the ads, Zane, which is a horrible plan. Don't bounce through the ads, you jackasses. Holy fuck. Just let it roll, okay? Something funny's going to happen one of these times in these ads, and it does happen from time to time. You don't want to miss that shit. But I snuck one by the goalie, and mypolicyshop.com was presented to him finally. He gets his insurance from the marketplace, so the tank is helping him. All right. Thank you to Frank the Tank Fuss from My Policy Shop Insurance. No matter where you are in the U.S., reach out to Frank. There are some places he can't help you because he's not licensed, but he's got an army of people in every state, and that can be a thing. All right. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, another ad that you're not bumping through. If you are in the market for a new home, you're going to need a mortgage. Get pre-approved with Mario. 231-332-6505. Or just click on the emerald green logo at ericzaneshow.com. Put Mario and his staff to work. Now, if you got a great credit score, this is going to be no problem. Easy. If your credit score sucks, it will be more of a challenge, but he is up for that challenge, Mario and his crew, and he will do his very best to get you in the best loan possible so that you're paying on your own home, okay? That's what this is all about. It's the American dream. He helps you with those dreams. Please engage my sponsors, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, NMLS number 3035, okay? Woo! Man, it rained all day yesterday around here, and the Northeast is bracing for what is the remains of that frickin' bomb cyclone that just lambasted California last night. Holy cow. Hang on to your hats in the Northeast. Richard Francisco, the art of Richard Francisco, found at Enriched Art on Facebook. Says, if you eat the monster mash, you'll have rainbow shit, which if you are gay is hilarious on every level. Well, yeah, if they had that pigment in there, you would have rainbow shit. That's a great point. I'm glad I looked at the comments. Fuck you, Brian. To hear that. That is hilarious on many levels. Adam says it's too bad they changed the recipe. They could be using it for gender reveals now. All right, everybody, come watch me. Come look in the toilet. I'm going to take a shit. Adam writes, Zane, Cardiff 2024. Terry says, my kids make health choices in the cereal aisle. Give it a try. The Duchess says, this is all so gross. How can anyone eat these? Well, come on. It's Frankenberry. What happens if you're a guy called Barry Berry and he dies? Do you bury Barry Berry? That is a reference to something from long ago. Yes. All right. Aram says, I realized last night I didn't even look at the Free Beer and Hot Wings podcast to see what they talked about. Very random. Yeah. All right. Great. Well, it's because you don't need it anymore. You know what they talked about. They went around the room. All right. They played a nutty game, and then they called it a day. That was it. Everybody gets a microphone at the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. Come on in. You got a job. You get a microphone. All right. So that is that. Comedian Jerry Seinfeld. I love this story so much. Apparently hates comedian Bobcat Goldthwait. You have to know these two. If you don't, what the fuck? Bobcat's the guy that was in the Police Academy movies. That's his thing. Like you walk up to Bobcat when he's not performing. He's just going to talk to you like a normal human being. Now, I have nothing against either of these people. Both, been famous in their line of work. Some would argue Jerry Seinfeld, one of the most famous comedians or actors of all time. A lot of people say he's a jerk. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know anything. I don't want to judge the guy as being a jerk, and I've never met him. I mean, that's never stopped me before, but I'm not going to do that with Jerry Seinfeld for some reason. Seinfeld hates Bobcat Goldthwait. And this article says, why does Jerry Seinfeld hate Bobcat Goldthwait so much? I just found this to be hilarious. It's according to the article, they've had a beef for decades. Jerry detailed it in an episode of the show Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, which I think is a fun watch, just hearing two people talk shop in an off-the-cuff conversation. The episode released last week co-stars a person named Bridget Everett. I guess she is, indicates as a raunchy cabaret performer. No idea. She's appeared in movies and TV shows like Inside Amy Schumer, Patty Cakes, and Lady Dynamite. No clue. Doesn't matter. Over coffee, this Bridget Everett brings up Bobcat Goldthwait, saying she's good friends with him. In the episode, they bleep out the name. But because of the way Bobcat Goldthwait, the name is how you enunciate it, you could very easily tell through lip reading that she said Bobcat Goldthwait. And they didn't blur the mouth or anything. So it was a very a passive way of informing the public that she mentioned that name. If they really wanted to keep his identity safe, they would have blurred the mouth, but no. So you got to do a little sleuthing in your own brain to figure out she's just said Bobcat Goldthwait. These two, Bridget Everett and Bobcat Goldthwait, are friends. As Bobcat directed her Amazon TV pilot, Love You More, in 2017, and cast her in last year's True TV series, Misfits and Monsters. Well, when she said Bobcat Goldthwait, Jerry He had this, he kind of cringed and winced. Oh, fuck. As soon as she said it. And then he immediately shifted from a humorous tone to bitterness and anger. And then he jumps into the conversation 1 second after she says his name. I don't like him at all, Seinfeld tells Everett. I had kind of forgotten about him. And then there was a little article about him in the paper. I'm not going to do the Jerry Seinfeld voice. And even in that, there was a veiled reference to his dislike of what I did. It didn't have my name, of course. Seinfeld starts ranting for 2 straight minutes, a huge chunk of the 16-minute episode with several F-bombs. He used to rail against me because they weren't as wild and dangerous as he was. Because he sucked. Seinfeld continued. He wasn't funny, and that's why he didn't get anywhere. Because in comedy, nobody gives a fuck if you're cool. If you're lame, nobody gives a fuck if you're cool, if you're lame. If you're funny, you win. If you're not funny, you don't win. And he's not funny. That's why he had to do that stupid fucking voice. Because you have no fucking act, Seinfeld said. Everett laughs while covering her head in embarrassment. She told Seinfeld she felt tense and stressed, but he continued roasting Bobcat. That's why he didn't like me, because I could actually do it. I can do it. I can do comedy. He can't, Seinfeld said. Stupid fucking Bobcat. You're not scary or dangerous. You're just weak on stage. You're a weak act. I love him, Bridget Everett responded. You can love him. He's going to need the love because he's not going to get it from the public, Seinfeld said, laughing at Everett's reaction. This is so fucking ridiculous. It says it's unclear when their paths first crossed. They both have CNY connections. I don't know what that means. Comedy New York? Oh. They're both stand-ups. They both appeared on many of the same TV shows, including The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, Hollywood Squares, and Comic Relief. 57-year-old Goldthwait. I can't believe he's only 57. I would have said 70. Grew up in East Syracuse, attending Bishop Grimes High School with future SpongeBob SquarePants star Tom Kenny. Goldthwait first developed his stand-up comedy persona. Blah, 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 blah. I don't need to go into that shit. Goldthwait's first breakout role as Zed in Police Academy 2 in 1985. I don't know why the fuck you would be so pissed off at Bobcat Goldthwait. It's unclear what newspaper article Seinfeld was referring to in his conversation with Everett, but Goldthwait famously criticized Seinfeld for dating a 17-year-old girl when Seinfeld was 38. All right, that's a point for Bobcat. I had no... all I know in this is that Jerry's super aggressive and hates his guts. That's not going to win me over. You can't just... point for Bobcat. I had forgotten all about dating. Jerry dated a 17-year-old girl. The fuck? Yeah, I think this line did it. Here is this creepy Scientologist guy dating teenage girls, which I don't care about one way or another. Goldthwait told a newspaper in 1995, what I find creepy is that people are convinced he lives in that apartment, and those are his wacky friends. They don't like each other. They're actors paid to pretend they like Jerry. He's a weirdo, but everybody thinks he's normal, and I'm weird. Goldthwait also criticized Seinfeld's 2002 movie Comedian, a documentary about the work that goes into being a stand-up. I don't know, man. Sitting around with a bunch of guys slaving over a new clapper joke. Excuse me. For God's sake, people are going to think all comics are crazy because here's a guy with $450 million bummed out because he can't get laughs at an improv. Goldthwait told the Baltimore Sun in '03, dude, if it bums you out, don't go on stage. You've got $450 million. You can pay these people to clap. Now that's funny. So that's probably why Jerry's pissed. You just look at the long, rich history of Bobcat kicking his ass. Seinfeld and Everett have not commented publicly on questions from fans, some of whom initially thought the bleeped out name was Andrew Dice Clay, Gilbert Gottfried, or Anthony Jeselnik. Jeselnik says he was hilarious, says he conducted his own investigation and learned it wasn't him. Later in the episode, Seinfeld and Everett get tarot card readings from a psychic. Beware of the past, the psychic tells Seinfeld, one particular person that you've had conflict with. Seinfeld turns and looks at Everett. Both say Bobcat again, and the name is bleeped out and laugh. All right, I'm Team Bobcat on this. You can't go unscathed if you're dating a 17-year-old. Whatever happened to the relationship, by the way? That's what Jerry needs to be talking about. So you dated a 17-year-old girl. Has anybody? First, my first question would be: am I the first person to ever have the balls to look you in the face and ask you, what the fuck were you thinking when you started dating a 17-year-old child? You fucking scumbag. Aram writes, Eric interviewed Bobcat years ago. I have it in all the best of recordings. I do not recall. No, I do recall because Shakes the Clown, I think that was brought up. But until you said that, I did not remember that. Wow. The Duchess says it doesn't fall into the half age plus 7 rule. Nick says, I don't like Bobcat, but I also think Seinfeld is highly overrated. Never seen the guy perform. Josh says, I think this is an old story. I feel like the episode dropped over a year ago. Well, this will prove it. Let's see. Nope. It just came back around. The story was just published in M Live October 25th. So they're probably, you're right. They're probably rehashing it, but making a story out of something that someone thought is interesting. But then again, didn't it just say that it was a new episode? No, this is a new episode. It says Seinfeld hates Bobcat, detailed why in a new episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. The episode released last week. So maybe he had her on again. I don't know. Maybe somebody's getting it wrong. But I'm in the clear. Aram says, not sure where Seinfeld would be without Larry David's writing. Oh, that is true. Jason says, nothing wrong with a younger lady. Well, does that mean? Well, that's because your sweet Andrea is no doubt a little younger than you. Not like that age difference. You know, this is basically child rape. All right. That's a great story, though. I'm going to link that up. Have you ever been hiking and gotten lost? I can't recall if I have done that. This guy has. Hiker wandering around on Colorado's highest mountain. A group of friends and family hadn't heard from him. So I tried calling him. Phone was just ringing. Where the hell are you, man? People start to fear the worst when someone's out hiking alone. So the folks organized a rescue party, as well as they should have. Let's go find our loved one. Lake County Search and Rescue began their search. People on the ground, people driving the back roads on the mountain, Mount Elbert. This happened just over 1 week ago, Monday, October 18th. Weather was slowing down their search. Helicopters were called. We got to get the hiker. The hiker had set off at 9 a.m., but had not returned by 8 p.m. that evening. So there, all the telltale signs of a lost hiker. So it was protocol that, after several attempts to contact him failed, they deployed all the high probability areas where searching that area, those areas. Failed to locate the missing hiker. Returned to the base 3 a.m. Anguished family members crying. Oh no, fearing the worst. I mean, you've got a window of opportunity, and then the elements can take their toll on the lost. I mean, seriously, this is. Day breaks. The second search team is dispatched, made up of 3 search and rescue members, starting work at 7 a.m. While they're out looking for him, the team is called back. Was good news. They actually found his body. That's not really great news because they found his body. Oh, no, it is good news because his body is alive. The man walked back to the place where they were being lodged, where the family was all in there hanging around the cabin. He wandered away and he found his way back. He actually was lost, and he came back. So this is rare. The hiker told the authorities that he had lost the trail around nightfall and spent the hours searching for it before finally finding his way back. The dude had no idea that a search and rescue operation had been launched to try and locate him, and there was actually more than one person with him. The takeaway here: if you're lost and your fucking phone rings and it's a number that you don't recognize, pick it up, because the number that you're not recognizing is the search crew looking for you. This asshole had cell service enough that when his phone would ring, it was a number he didn't recognize while he's lost, and it's people looking for him, and he kept ignoring the fucking call. What the fuck are you doing? Quote, one notable takeaway is that the subject ignored repeated phone calls from us because he didn't recognize the number, said Search and Rescue. If you're overdue according to your itinerary and you start getting repeated calls from an unknown number, please answer the phone. It may be a search and rescue crew trying to confirm that you are safe. A total of 32 and a half man hours were dedicated to the search. Surprisingly, Lake County Search and Rescue did offer up a defense of the hiker's actions. Please remember that what seems like common sense in hindsight is not obvious to a subject in the moment when they are lost and panicking. They said, well, yeah, you're thinking about fucking Blair Witch, you know? In Colorado, most folks who spend time outdoors have a good understanding of the search and rescue infrastructure that is there to help them, but this is not the case nationwide. What they're saying is people are basically stupid. Okay, most people are dumb shits. None of you, of course, except the ones that don't get vaccinated. But that's neither here nor there. Say, quit saying we're stupid because we're not getting vaccinated. We're fucking freedom fighters. Sorry, just kidding. It's a joke, as far as you know. The incident comes just a few weeks after a climber was found dead in Colorado, with authorities later determining the man was free soloing or climbing without equipment. Yeah, if you die while free soloing, you get what you deserve. What a stupid thing to do. It's bad enough climbing the sides of giant slabs of granite with ropes and sleeping on the side of giant monoliths. It's another thing to do it let's just go climb. That might be the dumbest sport that has ever existed. Let's just go climb a route with nothing. Nothing for safety. One slip. Isn't that a song by Pink Floyd? And you're dead. You're dead. Yeah, people are stupid. Just hike a trail, for God's sake. Climbing the side of a rock, you asshole. The only people who should ever do that, free soloing, are people who have zero friends and zero family. Okay? No one who cares about you. So only assholes can free solo. That's why producer Joe does it. All right? You do that, and then you fall, and you drop dead. You're dead. And then, no one cares about you, so you just rot away there. No funeral, no burial. They just find bones like 6 years later. That's it. Kyle says he probably thought it was a spam call. He didn't need a new warranty for his vehicle. It's still ridiculous. And Corey says, "Oh, random Joe slam." Well, that's how I roll. It happens. Well, why didn't he fucking just call? I mean, that's another thing. If he's getting, you would think that if the call comes in, that would remind him that he has cell phone service. You could ignore that and then call someone. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? I kind of hope he should have went fucking free soloing and hopefully died. Jesus. All right. Thank you to Full House Comedy for, first of all, for doing comedy, for actually having something that people can do, going out and checking out shows. Thank you to Full House Comedy. They've got a number of upcoming events. Coming up on Thursday of this week, Rodney Norman is at the Park Theater for 2 shows. Friday, Rockford Lanes, you can check out Rodney Norman. And then on Saturday at Back Alley Comedy Club in Muskegon, Rodney Norman. The following week, November 5th, Michael Winslow, guy who does sound effects with his mouth. We just mentioned Police Academy. Wasn't he in the Police Academy movies with Bobcat? I think he was. He is November 5th at Back Alley Comedy Club and November 6th at the Park Theater. All of these shows, and they have a lot of shows, all throughout the upcoming months, can be found at fullhousecomedy.com. Very cool. Kyle from Dumpster Divers swung by yesterday and picked up the dumpy. We loaded up a ton of shit. Boy, that is rewarding. Just getting rid of the trash. There was a couple things I threw in the dumpster, and I was like, oh, boy, I don't know. Maybe I could do something with this. I'm like, no, just get it out of here. It's just going to sit there. Just get it in the dumpster. Okay, so several things here. If you're in and around West Michigan, get a dumpster from Dumpster Divers. Call or text 616-375-9962. 616-375-9962. Their dumpsters are affordably priced and cheaper than the other guys. All right. Their dumpsters are not that long, but the walls are really high. You can get, it's 21 square yards, okay, which is bigger than the average low-wall dumpster that they put in your driveway that takes up your whole damn driveway, okay? And they're priced with a weight limit that is more affordable. The other guys price them at a more expensive weight limit because that's what the dump charges. Well, you can't possibly put that much weight into a dumpster with just household shit that you're throwing in there. I don't care if it's freaking drywall. So you're going to pay a lot less for a dumpster diver's dumpster. Call or text 616-914-4070. Ask about demolition work that they'll give you a quote on, or junk removal as well. They do all the work for you. 616-914-4070. I'm sorry. I'm giving you the wrong number. The number I just gave you was for Frank Fuss. That felt weird when I said it. 616-375-9962. That confused the shit out of me. 616-375-9962 or dumpsterdiversllc.com. Yeah, it happens. Okay. The latest on the frickin' incident that happened on the set of the film Rust. Oh, my God, is this going to be expensive? Holy shit. So many questions lingering about the safety protocols on the set of this film. And by the way, we still have an army of people that are like, Alec Baldwin, fuck him. Karma for Alec Baldwin. What? What are you talking about? Yeah, man, he's anti-gun, so fuck that guy. Look, I'm anti-free beer, but if free beer accidentally killed someone, I'm not going to go, karma. That's horrible. I'm not going to ever go hang out with the guy or even fucking shake his fucking hand. But at the end of the day, that's a terrible story. Stay the fuck away. You cannot look at Alec Baldwin and go, get karma. You idiot. Yeah, you killed someone, so you deserve to feel bad because you don't like guns. That might be the dumbest fucking take I've ever heard. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves, you fucking morons. Baldwin killed a cinematographer with a prop gun. We all know that. He was told, hey, this is a safe gun. It's not. It wasn't. It's just a mystery because a lot of the people that work in the film industry are like, yeah, we just cannot figure out how in the world this happened. People, they're using the word baffled by the circumstances. How this could have happened. For this article, they turned to a guy named Jeffrey Wright. Now, he is a dude who works, behind the scenes with the various stage hands and these sets for the James Bond franchise. And for the upcoming movie called The Batman, which I did not know was a thing. There's a movie coming, and what is this, like a redo or something like that? I don't know. This dude also was acting with a weapon on the set of Westworld when news broke of the shooting Thursday. Or is this guy an actor? It says he was acting. Maybe he does both. I don't know. We were all pretty shocked, and it informed what we did from that moment on. He said in an interview Sunday at the Newport Beach Film Festival. I don't recall. No, this guy's an actor. Sorry. I don't recall ever being handed a weapon that was not cleared in front of me. Like when you go to gun school with Steve Prince, whenever you if someone says, hey, can I see your gun? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. You would remove the magazine. And then while you would turn away and you would clear the chamber, the round comes out. You put the round in your pocket. Then you open up, pull the slide back and engage it so that it stays back. And you look down where the bullet goes in or flies out, the casing flies out, and you see light going through from the back to the front. And that the barrel is clear, then it is safe to then hand the weapon off. I don't recall ever being handed a weapon that was not cleared in front of me, meaning chamber open, barrel shown to me, light flash inside the barrel to make sure that it's cleared, Wright said. Clearly, that was a mismanaged set. Oh, my God. Your Honor, Exhibit A in the $90 billion lawsuit There you go. I just call on this expert right there. The shooting on the set of the film, of course, killed Helena Hutchins and wounded the director, Joel Souza. The gun was one of 3 that a firearms specialist or the armorer, that was a 24-year-old girl. This is only her second job. And she had said, oh, yeah, I don't even know if I'm ready for this. Had said on a card outside the building where a scene was being rehearsed. According to court records, Assistant Director Dave Halls grabbed a gun off a card and handed it to Baldwin, indicating the weapon was safe by yelling, cold gun. Court papers say, but it was loaded with live rounds. What the fuck? I cannot. Okay. They keep saying live rounds. I need to know. That's a very specific thing about what's going on here, because it wasn't like a live round that killed Brandon Lee. It was something that was obstructing. I don't know if it was what was in a previously spent blank round that was expelled out of the barrel when the next blank in the chamber was fired. I don't know. I think that's how that one happened, but they keep saying it had a live round, which means a projectile at the end of the casing. I don't know if anybody actually knows that. They need to come out with that, and obviously it will come out when the massive lawsuit is filed. Holy shit. Crew members who gave Baldwin the gun. The crew member who gave Baldwin the gun is the subject of a prior complaint. This guy who said cold gun, he's had concerns made about him before. Another person named Maggie Goll, G-O-L-L, said in a statement that she filed a complaint with the executive producers of Hulu's Into the Dark series in 2019 over concerns over Hall's behavior on set. Gall said in a phone interview Sunday that Halls disregarded safety protocols for weapons and pyrotechnics and tried to continue filming after the supervising pyrotechnician lost consciousness on set. So they're trying to lay blame on this already. Halls has not returned phone calls and email messages seeking comment. Rust Movie Productions has not answered repeated emails seeking comment. You know, everybody's lawyering up. The fatal shooting and previous experiences point to larger safety issues that need to be addressed, Gall said, adding that crew member safety and well-being are top issues in ongoing contract negotiations between a union that represents film and TV workers and a major producers group. Actor Rosanna Arquette joined many in Hollywood in calling for a move away from using real weapons, whether armed with blanks or bullets. I hope this wakes people up because there should be no live round anything ever on a movie. Well, you can use a real weapon if you really want to make sure that the authenticity is captured. But why would you slip on the protocol? And why in God's name would ever any live round be anywhere near a set? Actor Ray Liotta agreed with Wright that the checks on firearms are usually extensive. They always, that I know of, they check it so you can see, Ray Liotta said. They give it to the person you're pointing the gun at. They do it to the producer. They show whoever is there that it won't fire. Baldwin, who was the producer on Rust, met with Hutchins' husband and 9-year-old Saturday at a hotel. Yeah, I hope that hurt, Alec Baldwin. Fuck you. I'm a stupid, callous asshole. Where the actor had been staying during filming, Baldwin and Hutchins' husband can be seen embracing in a photo published by the New York Post, where the husband said, I'm going to sue your ass. It's coming. Corey says somebody brought in real bullets instead of blanks. Well, we still don't know that. We just don't know that. No one, I mean, they've said that in the article, but that is not confirmed. There were 2 other negligent discharges on the set. Yes, we talked about that yesterday. Everyone, including Baldwin, should have been aware, yes, and verifying that the firearm was safe. It's pure negligence on everyone's part. Hard to argue that. My God. Corey wrote, those are the kind of people that have no understanding of magnitude and think because someone disagrees with you, it's okay to burn down their house. Oh, yeah, I agreed. All right. This next story, I am really confused by, intrigued, and I need video to accompany it. As you know, the Eric Zane Show podcast is number one for blind people. I have many blind people that listen to the show. Alan in Scotland, blind Tony, who could forever forget the legendary Saul. All right. Well, let me screen share this with you. And you can experience what I experienced when you read the headline and see the picture. The person that you are about to see is 100% blind. He's wearing a pair of sunglasses. You know, sometimes it can be a little disconcerting for people that are interacting with you when the eyes, you know, leak eye juice and they're all googly and green and a tree saps flying out of them. Okay. So thank God for this kid. There you go. This is a sweet little young man by the name of Jason Bracey. The headline reads, meet the 15-year-old blind quarterback hoping to reach the NFL. The first thing I did when I read the headline was I was like, okay, why is this Onion article? Why does it say CNN at the top of it? This is clearly the Onion, right? And so let's just get right to it. How? How in the world is this even possible? Jason Bracey, the 15-year-old Modesto Raiders starting quarterback, is 100% blind. The article reads, a merciless athlete, passing the ball, running touchdowns, and breaking tackles. Now, let's stop right there. Now, this is not like some Make-A-Wish football league where, you know, the cornerback has no arms or legs and, you know, the defensive end is in a wheelchair. No. Every other player is has nothing slowing them down. So after one sentence, I'm like, well, this already is the greatest athlete that has ever existed. And why is this kid not on the a box of Wheaties at this point? Why aren't we watching this? Okay, this makes Jason McElwain, the autistic kid who's deadly from beyond the 3-point line, look like, you know, absolute small potatoes here. Okay. Which that story in itself was one of the greatest things I'd ever seen in my entire life. When the coach brings Jason McElwain in on senior night, last game of the year, and discovers that this kid is like Rain Man of basketball. And the coach is probably like, oh, my God, I can't believe I left this fucking brilliant shooter out all these years. Oh, no, he was a team manager. Oh, no, fucking the kid's made like 35 3-pointers in a span of like 8 seconds. Okay. I love this story so much. 15-year-old Jason Bracey, but it just brings up so many questions. I never used even once. Wait a minute. This is written weird. What he wants to say is I've never used my blindness as an excuse. I told my team the only difference between me and the other quarterback is that he has a different number and that's it. Well, that is 100% not true. There is a huge difference between you and the other quarterback. The other quarterback can see you and you cannot see him. So if we're going to be completely honest with each other here, I mean, you are successful. This kid is successful, and I don't know how, but you can't. I know you got to say the right thing and be positive, but you, in fact, there is a huge difference. You can't see cock. Excuse me. The young star grew up enjoying the sport 3 days a week every time football season came around, with his dad narrating every detail. Immediately, Jason says he knew this was his passion. Now, this isn't like Make-A-Wish. He thinks he's going to be in the NFL, and he plays the starting quarterback. Maybe one day I'll be on TV on the football field myself. Okay, if this does happen, let's just, assume that this becomes a thing, and he is in the NFL. That will make any achievement by Tom Brady. If Tom Brady plays till he's 75 years old, that will pale in comparison to the kid who can't see being a quarterback in the NFL. It'll be the single greatest human accomplishment ever. There'll be people living in Nepal who, are one with the universe and don't eat for 3 months and survive on dirt. And I don't even know if those people exist, who will look at this and say, I'm taking a back seat to you, the blind quarterback. Terrible comparison. There's no limits, the kid says. And if there's something in the way, I'll find out how to get around it or over it. I'll find a way to achieve my goal in the best way possible. Oh, my God. Give this guy the CEO stripes right now. Put him in charge of Cumulus Media right now. Jason's been blind since he was very young. When he was 1, he was diagnosed with retinoblastoma, a cancer that causes tumors in the retinas. Over the next 6 years, he underwent numerous treatments, but nothing was successful. By his 7th birthday, he was completely blind. All he can tell, he says, is when it's morning or night. Despite growing up with no vision, Jason never felt self-conscious or hesitant to follow his dreams, and football was just one of the first he was going to make come true. This article gets more miraculous, by the way. When he was 13, his parents gave him an iPhone. He got to work. Instead of, they actually gave him the iPhone for various blind apps you can use to help you navigate the world when you're blind. Hang on a second. My throat's killing me. Excuse me. He got to work calling every football team in the area. That's what he used the phone for. And asked if they would give him a try without his parents knowing. One day, the mom and dad get a call from a coach. I got a call from your son asking if he can come play football for us. But did he say he was blind? Jason's father indicated. But unlike the many other teams who rejected Jason, Nichols, who coached the Modesto Raiders, was ready to give him a chance. He goes, yeah, he told me he was blind. When I first took him on, I was a little skeptical. But once I saw him as a person, I knew this kid could do anything, Nichols told CNN. I've always accepted him, but I was like, how am I going to do this? Once you see him out there, it's different. Now, I got to see video. I cannot believe in this story they did not provide video for this. Jason shocked his team, immediately putting on the uniform and mastering techniques needed to play football without seeing the field, the players, or the ball. He memorized each play, including the position every player has to maintain in the field. His father stands on the sideline, speaking to him through a walkie-talkie to narrate the visuals. What? So it's like, look out, you're about to get fucking killed. Look out, there's a big black kid who's going to fucking oh, no, shit, no, fuck, you're dead, no. He knows where to be at, where to hand the ball off, where the kid's going to be at. He knows how to get the points. Nichols said, well, all right. I mean, maybe on handing it off. Is this kid like throwing the ball too? Look at that. It's impossible. You can't, I don't know. I guess it's possible if it's a timing pattern, like you're throwing the ball to a spot. But then if you don't have, oh God, it just seems like it'd be a pick six every throw. I mean, a kid's like, he throws it the wrong way or some shit, That's like I say, if this is working out, this is Sportsman of the Year shit. This is so much better than, Make-A-Wish kid. You know how it is. How every high school does this every year. They do the feel-good moment where the kid, they put the one kid in the uniform and they hand him the ball and he goes running for a touchdown. He kind of doesn't know. And all the other players are quote unquote trying to tackle him, and the crowd's going ape shit, and they're playing the music, and the kid scores a touchdown. And they put him on his shoulders, and he's like, "I just won the game," and you didn't win shit really, but it's still a good moment. Whatever. This is not like that at all. Jason has proved he's a force to be reckoned with, even leading the team to a victory in September by scoring a running touchdown against a team that had rejected him. Holy shit. So the other team is like, yeah, we don't want this fucking blind fuck on our team because, like, yeah, well, I'm going to fuck you up here, man. I'm like Daredevil. Hike, boom, gets the ball and he kicks it out around the end. He scores a touchdown. Holy shit. Usually the opposing team doesn't even realize he's blind. And if they don't already know, he doesn't say anything. I don't tell them. Not before or after the game, so they don't even think about easing up on me. He says, I'm the quarterback, and the quarterback's job is to lead the team. I am the leader of the team. I am in control of this team. I lead them through good times and bad, no matter the situation I have to get us through. And I'm tough as iron. The 15-year-old. I'm going to play hard. This fucker. Holy shit. I'm a huge fan of this kid. Fuck everything else, man. He needs to run for president now. This guy is a born leader. This is sweet. Corey writes, fast forward. He's not really blind. He's lying. All right, more on this kid. I love this kid so much. A team that made it possible. When Bracey realized his son would be blind for the rest of his life, his first thoughts were that he would never get to see, wait a minute. When Bracey realized his son would be blind, he thought that he would never be able to see his kid play baseball or football. All I know is that we are lucky the cancer didn't spread to his brain or into anything life-threatening. I was always grateful I still had my son. I think they actually removed the eyes. So that's another good reason that he wears the sunglasses. Otherwise, he could use that as a weapon, Like just before he's like under center, he goes, all right, blue 32, blue 32. And he's calling out an audible. And then he looks, he grabs his sunglasses and he pulls off the sunglasses and he just kind of looks around and all the guys are like, oh my God, I think it's fucking a scene from Fright Night or some shit. Like, oh no, what the fuck? Football isn't the only thing Jason can do. He excels in swimming. I could see that. Golf. Can't see that. Wrestling. I guess I could see that. And baseball. I don't know how that's a thing. That's even more impressive than football. Yeah, how the fuck is he doing this? I need to talk to this kid. I need to talk to his dad. I need to see some video. Okay, it might be they only do running plays. Is that it? I mean, what the fuck's going on here? Or maybe he pitches it to somebody else. It doesn't matter. This is incredible. This is absolutely great. So many questions. Has there ever been a time when he's been like running the ball and, because a lot of times if you're the ball carrier and the defender is coming at you, you can make a move and try to avoid the hit. If you can't see the defender's like real quiet and just boom, lay the lumber on this fucker. Let him have it, right? Man, am I impressed with this. Kyle writes, there was video of him throwing, then they cut away. Kenny says the whole thing makes no sense. Michelle says, Google the kid. I don't want to right now. I don't want to distract me. We'll have to go back and check this out for like tomorrow. I need to know more about this kid. Patriot Nick is stupid. And he writes, it's easy to avoid being sacked when you're seeing iDog is mauling everyone. Well, that would be funny. That would be actually great if he had some fucking super aggressive dog, two of them actually, on the field at the same time. All right. So many questions. I told you this story would leave you with so many questions. Tyler says they actually just got everyone else to play beep football. That's a good callback. I wonder if blind Tony can shed some light on this. I mean, he's blind as fuck. And it's been way too long. I would get Saul in here. But Saul, even if he could see, he would be the most unathletic person on the planet. He's only like 4'6". I think his blindness stunted his growth at some point. Now, I don't know what time it is in the middle of Alaska. It's probably very early there, but it's about time for Tony to wake up anyway.
Eric Zane.
Hey, is it too early, Tony?
No, it is not. I'm actually in Michigan right now.
What for?
I'm visiting family. I'm on vacation.
Nice. How are things going with your organization? What is the name of the organization you work for again?
Alaska Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
I bet you are doing a hell of a job there helping those people in that community.
It's rewarding, brother, all the time. We actually just started getting some new people in the fall and conducting some new assessments. And we're up right now on the state side, just with clientele. So, that makes me smile just to know that people are getting to know who we are and give them the assistance so that they can go out and start working again.
Well, I bring you in because I'm telling a story about a young man from Modesto, California by the name of Jason Bracey.
Okay.
And he's 15. He retinoblastoma. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, I've heard of retinoblastoma.
So he's been without sight for most of his life. He can only tell when it's daytime or nighttime. That's the extent of it. He is the quarterback for the Modesto Raiders. Now, this isn't like a football team where half the kids don't have legs. Everybody else it's like a regular football league.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, this is really interesting to me. And he's the starting quarterback. In fact, there's a story about how he ran for a touchdown and he's got it down. And I'm like, this is an incredible thing. And
dude, right on.
Yeah.
That's my dude. Right on.
Right. Yeah. So I was just given the lowdown of this kid. So, and he's got one of these crazy great attitudes that you might encounter. It's kind of like yours,
Yeah.
Sure.
I
mean, I remember when when you were growing up, I'd be driving around Baldwin and 28th Street in Jenison. And there you were alone, fucking crossing the street with your stupid cane. I'm like, go home, you fucking idiot. And,
that's optimism, man.
Yeah.
I'm curious what goes through my mind as, another blind person is his creative way, thinking outside the box on how he makes the sport work. Because, from another individual to another with living with a disability, he's found a way to make it creative and make it work without looking at it from the surface level. I mean, that in of itself is admirable. And, to him, putting myself in his shoes and him in mine, to him, it's just, look, I'm trying to make this work and not look at myself in a different way like everybody else might, through ignorant eyes. So
Wow.
good on him.
I
I mean,
think,
that's
well,
fucking awesome.
I think it's more than that. I think it's fucking superhuman,
It
frankly.
is. Yeah.
I mean, and get this. He swims, he wrestles, golf, and baseball, which is more than I can say for you because you used to make me yell beep beep.
Yeah, well, I sucked at baseball.
Oh yeah, you did. I can attest to that. Fuck, man, holy shit.
Oh man, well that's incredible. So, I mean, just looking at you said the only thing he can really tell is light and day. So really light perception I'm getting from this is really the only thing that he has. So, it sounds like with somebody like this, he's adapted to being able to use his senses to not only the best of what they're able to be fulfilled in, but it's mentality.
Wow.
It's a mentality thing.
I got to know more. Do you guys ever do a thing up there where you like bring in people who are making they have a scenario like this where they've been able to, make lemonade, as they say,
100%. I'll break this down. So, one of the other things that I do for the organization is I'm a youth transition coordinator. So I work with kids that are 14 to 21 from all across the state of Alaska who are low vision and totally blind. And a program that we put on in March of this year, it was all virtual. We did it all over Zoom. And I brought in a friend of mine. His name is Tyler Marin, and he's a para-Olympian, completely blind from Kalamazoo. And he actually just participated in the Tokyo Games. He's completely blind. And he actually has a program called Revision with Tyler Marin. And it's an accessible, described exercise video series. So, like all these different types of workouts and circuit training, and it's described specifically for low vision and totally blind individuals. He's been to Brazil, he's been to Tokyo, he's been all over the fucking place. And he's done all of this while being completely blind. And he has this story of making, finding the champion within you. So it goes back to that whole mentality thing. But I was able to get him to come speak for the kids and just hang out and tell his story. And it was just so fantastic because he's a regular dude. He's a regular dude.
Wow. Well, maybe one day when this kid's like, I'm going to the NFL. I mean, he's one of these kids. Can you imagine if you were able to somehow get this kid? Maybe that'll be something down the road. This kid has a great attitude. In fact, I'll send you the link so you can get more about this kid.
Yeah, please do. And look, man, who's to say that he can't? It all comes down to stigma. A lot of the time it's like, okay, you need sight to do this. Sure, we're not going to get behind a truck and start driving down the fucking road and kill somebody, right?
Right on, man.
If he's able to defy the law of, hey, I can play football and I make it work, and clearly I make it work to the point where I can be a quarterback, no one should have any right to say that he can't try and go and play for a college football team. And then eventually, go on to be a draft pick.
Well, I'll tell you what, if that happens, dude, that's the greatest thing that has ever happened in sports. That makes Tom Brady play until he's 50 look like fucking nothing.
I'm telling you, man. And those are the type of inspirational stories that really should be opening more eyes of individuals who look at it face value and say, oh, he can't do that, or they can't do that. Who says?
Did you, did you intentionally say open eyes there? Is that, I see what you did there.
Oh, fuck. You just beat me to the punchline.
Oh, sorry. All right. Well, I just wanted to share that with you. I'll send it along, okay?
No, I appreciate that. Thanks. It's good to hear from you.
Okay, say hi to your family for me.
I will. All right. Love you, buddy.
All right, buddy. Love you too. There you go. That is Beep Beep Baseball himself. He has obviously grown up to become a very productive young man. Thank you, Tony. What a thing. God, I got to look this up. I need more information. I'll be so pissed off if this is some fake ass story or some shit, or if he actually sucks. That doesn't matter. It's still a great story. All right. Thanks again to JM Synthetics. It's time to go wander through your garage and see what do you need for lubrication. I recommend going to JM Synthetics and checking out the products. Either search by product or by whatever you want to lubricate. ATV, light truck, heavy duty, your car, motorcycle, marine, the generator when you lose power. Okay. And you figure out what you want. And then the best way to do this is, well, you can order it online at jmsynthetics.com. But what I'd like you to do, what I'm telling you to do, is instead talk to the multi-talented Jason Mays. Okay. He is an Amsoil distributor. That's how Amsoil gets their products out. They have people who love the products, like Jason, who sell them, and then they get a cut. Okay. That's how it works. That's how Amsoil gets their products out. These independent distributors. That's what Jason is. He advertises with me. You buy his stuff. He keeps advertising with me. 616-747-0233. Basically, you just tell Jason, call him or text him, I need this, this, and this. You can text him and he'll do it. Where is it being sent? You tell him, it shows up. You pay him on Venmo. That's it. Done. Call him 616 or text him 747-0233. When I started the show, it was 35 degrees. It's coming. It won't be long. Furnace is already starting to fire up regularly. Okay. Very soon we will be to a point where we will have, a couple months below freezing. That's sick. The last thing you want is the furnace to go south. For once in your life, would you get ahead of the issue? Call upon Joe Martinez at A&E Heating and Cooling and get your furnace tuned before you start using it nonstop when the Arctic blast hits. You get it tuned. They're going to check, see how efficiently it's running. That's going to help because fuel costs are going up 52% this year on average. Okay. Reach out 616-516-8579. Get the furnace running on tip-top shape. When they do that, they're able to tell basically how much life is left in that thing. I'm waiting for one trip downstairs where Jason, David, or Joe Martinez check it out and they go, it's time. You've had this since the house was built. It's time to replace the furnace. It's been many, many years. That day is coming. 616-516-8579 for A&E Heating and Cooling. Tony says, new mic sounds good, man. Thank you. It's the most expensive thing in this room is the RE20, which you know full well about the RE20. It's a fucking workhorse. Been around since the late 60s. Same damn mic. Hasn't changed. Tyler says when a defensive player is about to sack the kid, he has to yell out beep, beep, so he knows he's coming. Melissa says invite him over to be on the show. That would be referring to Tony. No, that's enough Tony. I don't need any more Tony for extended time. Just talk to him. We need space between times. No, I take it back. He's welcome to come anytime, as long as he brings his guitar and does not pop out his fucking prosthetic eye, which was a thing back when he was in school. You get a note home from the principal. Tell your son to quit popping his eye out. He's grossing out the student body. Fuck. All right. Yesterday on the show, we got, hang on a second. We broke down the saga of football announcer Tony Romo. Tom Brady gets his 600th touchdown pass. Where is it? I don't even know if I have it. I got bones, no bones. There it is. He throws a 600 touchdown to Mike Evans. Evans gives the ball away to a fan. The fan gave the ball back eventually. There was a deal made. Now, here's the thing. You might think, oh, they just got to offer him another ball. Hell no. Because that ball at a memorabilia place could be worth a lot of money. So they gave this dude who gave the ball back, Brady actually wanted that one, like season tickets for life, a signed helmet by Brady, signed football by Brady, jerseys. Mike Evans gave this guy $1,000. I mean, ton of cash and prizes they gave away to this guy. No big deal. This guy made out. Awesome. But the controversy, which there is no controversy, but everybody made it a fucking controversy, was that Tony Romo, called him Robo, Tony Romo made this comment when they were watching the negotiation of the trainer getting the ball back.
Negotiations in NFL history.
Right here. He's like, we need that ball. That's 600. What? Really? So what do you want? $1 million? No.
Oh, no,
a day with Giselle. A day with Giselle, and I'm in. Tom? Okay, Tom will do it. He'll allow it. One time. You got it.
Now, if I watch that, I don't know, maybe because I'm a cis male. Yeah, you're a cis. You're a cis, you fucking cis fuck. I don't know what the fuck that is. But I heard somebody call me that once. I'm like, what does that even mean? Who's a fucking boomer? I don't know. Explain that to me. Is this a new... If you want your insults to work, if that is even an insult, it probably helps that somebody knows the fuck you're talking. You fucking... This sick, cis, fucking toxic male fuck. Shut up. Yesterday, a series of tweets were read on the show of all the people talking about the usual fucking woke ass. This is so toxic. The world's such a toxic place. Oh my God, I can't believe Tony Romo said that. This is horrible. What are we going to do? He should be canceled. He needs to be fired. I mean, this is legit. People were actually that pissed off because of that comment. And continues. Shalise Manza Young was one of the fucking hags making the comments that I read yesterday. Okay. Now, this bitch has written an article. She's a writer for Yahoo Sports. I didn't know that yesterday when I ridiculed her shitty fucking take. Tony Romo's crude Giselle Bundchen quip is problematic beyond tarnishing Tom Brady's historic moment. My God, I tell you what, the flair for the dramatic on the woke world, the over-the-top woke world. Look, I am woke. I am responsibly woke. There are things in the world that need to be canceled. I've made this very clear to you. I have established that there are things in the world that does apply to. This is not it. People like Shalise Manza Young, the over-the-top dramatics in your wokeness is fucking it up for responsible wokers like me. I don't even like using the term because you fucked it up for everybody, you stupid bitch. Excuse me. Giselle Bundchen is an incredibly accomplished woman. And in many parts of the world, she's more well-known and recognizable than her husband. She is a stalwart environmentalist, an activist for numerous other causes, a best-selling author, a businesswoman, and a mother. But in an instant Sunday, she was reduced to a piece of property that should be passed around like a bowl of Halloween candy for a piece of memorabilia. Oh my God, you sick fucking bitch. Bundchen's husband is Tom Brady, as everyone knows at this point. And then she this crazy maniac gives all the background. Sorry, I got a dog running around here. She spends a great deal of time giving the background. Goes back to more of Bunchin's achievements. As if this weren't enough. After hearing details from sideline reporter Tracy Wolfson on what the fan agreed to before handing the ball back, Romo doubled down on his belief that a date with another man's wife should be part of the negotiation. Really? No, not really. That's what jokes are, you humorless fucking hag. Because of course, Brady would pimp out his wife of 12 years to a stranger for the all-important prize of a piece of cowhide. I mean, it's football, and football is family. So what's the big deal with handing family over in exchange for a football? Yeah, she's not kidding here. We're all hearing her words that I'm reading to you, and we're all like, this person's serious? Boy, you seem really fun. Wow. And that's not even accounting for the fact that Kennedy may himself be married or in a committed relationship. Kennedy's the fan who gave the ball back. Oh, this is so callous. Oh. What a series of eye rolls. I can't even go through it all with you. It's long. It's drawn out. It's horrible. Man, we live in a fucked up world. Shoo! Which reminds me, talked about Chappelle yesterday. I just found out, and I'll link this up in the show notes because it's something you have to see. I can't play. I'll get muted. Dave Chappelle made a documentary film about him and the intricacies of the dynamic of the trans community and how it's gone back and forth, this basic kind of like saga. And he makes very clear in this Instagram video that I'll link up that the problem is not about him and the trans community. He has nothing against the trans community. Nothing at all. Very clear about that. But he has learned that he is, in fact, canceled. And what this, he explains that this film that I'm just describing to you, it was, it had been accepted to be shown. It's a documentary at various film festivals, maybe whatever. What's the one out west? Somerset or Sundown or Sundance. And then like Cannes and all these different film festivals, you'd see this film. Well, all of a sudden, after The Closer came out, which it's only been out for like a month, those offers were then canceled. People said, we're taking it back. Now you can't show your film. Oh, boy. Patriot Nick adds it's about the trans activists and not the trans community as a whole. And he makes that very clear in The Closer. He has a very dear friend in the trans community that he talks about late in the episode. I don't want to spoil anything about it for you, but it's incredibly moving. Well, now this documentary is not going to be shown at these festivals. So what he's now doing is he's showing the film on his own in 10 major cities, like New York, Atlanta, Cleveland, wherever, Los Angeles, in the month of November. And I'll link it all up if you want to travel to see it. And he's inviting transgendered people to come see it. And one of the things he says in this short piece was available on his Instagram is, my only prerequisite is that you have to have watched The Closer before you can be admitted into it. And I think the thing I like the most about Chappelle, and I know I've been going on and on about him for the last couple of days, is the pacing at which he describes things, whether they're funny or serious. He takes his time. And I would like to, I actually I'm trying to strive towards that since I've seen The Closer. It's a good reminder for people who do monologue speaking in any capacity. The not so much stealing his jokes or stealing how he does things or the things he says, because that would be phony as shit, but just basically taking the idea of his pace. That's the big takeaway I took from that, being that in my own little neck of the woods, not all that different what I'm doing with you right now, what he does in front of millions of people doing comedy. So I'm hugely influenced by that. So I'm just a huge fan of the guy, and I'll link all this shit up. You can see it for yourself. But it's just something I thought worth mentioning. I just can't imagine being a person who was in the transgender or gay community and taking the time to get the full story and then having a terrible outlook about him after you've heard the things that he says. If it doesn't become a clear picture that this is not an enemy of yours, this is in fact an ally, well, then you're fucking crazy. So fuck you, frankly. All right. And that is the end of the show, basically. I am going to take it over to Twitch after this and have more Twitch fun. Yesterday, I was experimenting with the idea of watching videos and listening to the audio. And who was it that sent me an email about that? Rob writes, subject line, you sick bastard. I wasn't able to watch the Twitch stream live, but I just watched the replay. You broke down the videos of both times you were fired. There was news stories locally. I can't think of anyone else who would have the stones to do that and be able to make light of it. I didn't think of it that way. I just thought it was just funny. It is truly awesome, he says. Oh, all right, fine. Anyways, I love what you're doing with the show and the potential of the new platform. Keep rocking. Keep rocking. Hey, what's up, buddy? Have a molly Christmas and a happy crew year and keep rocking. So, yeah, this is what you do. I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to go pee. I'm going to go live on Twitch. And we'll watch a video. We'll shoot the shit. It is completely low-key, nothing structured. I'm just getting used to the platform. And I felt comfortable with it yesterday. The first time I'd ever used it, really. So, good. So what you do is go to twitch.com/Eric Zane Live. Or if you're used to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. But it is /Eric Zane Live. I had originally told you weeks ago it was twitch.com/Eric Zane. That is no more. You will not see anything there. Forget that. Go to twitch.com/Eric Zane Live and follow. That's all you have to do for now. Eventually, there's other things that you'll be doing. You'll be signing up with your Amazon Prime account. We're not there yet. Just know that you can see me on there. Okay? And then I also have a sponsor for the Twitch live stream. And you will know about it because every time I talk about the Twitch live stream, from this day forward, this moment forward, it will officially be known as the Twitch live stream brought to you by. Those are the 4 magic words that I love so much. If I'm saying brought to you by, I'm like, thank you. I can feed the dogs. Brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. They bring you the Twitch live stream. The Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV Twitch live stream. I know. It's a lot of words. That's what makes it great. If there's words attached to something, if I just said Twitch live stream, that means I'm not making any fucking money. I need to make money on these things. So thank God for Irvine's. All right. Meanwhile, if you ever want to contribute to the show, okay, and you see a news story that's interesting or funny or enjoyable and you just think it's something I should talk about, send it to me. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I just lost a contributor. After the Bleeding Heart Brian meltdown, in which Brian went apeshit and decided to tell me how to do the Eric Zane Show podcast and put me in my place like the asshole that he is. First of all, he stopped following me on Twitter, as I would have expected. But prior to that, he had written on his Twitter handle, contributor to the Eric Zane Show podcast. And he was very helpful. No more. He does still, Brian, I know you're still lurking. He does still have linked up. You got to go into your settings and take away the link where it says ericzaneshow.com because you're not really part of this. So there you go. Don't follow him on Twitter. Kick him off Zaniacs United. I don't give a shit what you do. Fuck this guy. Now he's just husband, father, LGBTQ ally, human rights advocate, and truck driver. Oh, you forgot to add fucking asshole. All right. Anyway, I need more contributors. Send them along, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Okay. Blue Frost IT is the managed IT service provider for the Eric Zane Show podcast. If you have any tech issues with your small or medium-sized business, this is who you need to call, man. I tell you what, man, that guy there, he works on IT. Alan from Blue Frost IT, thank you so much. Alan and Ashlyn, you guys are the best. So if you're a business that doesn't have someone like in your back pocket in case your tech goes south, that's a very long, ugly process. As you're trying to write your business, time is money. And if your manpower is devoted towards getting your tech right with Larry in accounting or Beth in human resources and you run into the store trying to get throwing money at something you don't know how to fix, that's a good week of time. Then you finally end up dragging all your shit to Best Buy and those clowns try to fix it. Come on. Your IT department is Blue Frost IT, the managed IT service provider for my show, for me, and for you too. Reach out, info at bluefrostit.com and say, hey, I need a quote about how you can be my managed IT service provider. Or just call them 616-200-8550. Reach out anytime, day. Well, no, just pretty much business hours. But you can email anytime, day or night. Or if you have a business that you're kind of retrofitting the office with new tech that can do all that, that's project work. Reach out to them for a complimentary consultation. Maybe you're retrofitting the room, new line drops, things like that. They do all that stuff. Blue Frost IT, thank you. Okay. Word on the street, excuse me, is that there is a Black Friday gun school going on. So I guess the thinking is when the ladies do their Black Friday shopping, the guys will go get trained on carrying their pistol concealed. Not positive on that. That's the thought process. But Steve Prince at Prince Arming is inviting you to check out his Facebook page at Prince Arming on Facebook, or you can just get to it by clicking on the Prince Arming logo at ericzaneshow.com. I've got Thursday, November 18th, and Saturday, November 20th, there is gun school in Holland, Michigan at the VFW Post, 2144. Get to the Facebook page the way I told you, and you can sign up there and get tickets for that. It's $125 for the class. When you're done, you'll have everything you need to be able to go get your pistol your concealed pistol license in the state of Michigan. Okay? He'll give you a document signed since he is a certified pistol instructor. And that's all you need. And then you go, that's what I did. And you go and they fingerprint you. You're good to go. And then they do a little background check on you. And that's it. A few weeks after that, your license shows up. That's how you carry a pistol concealed. I encourage that if you are into carrying a pistol and you have to carry it open carry in Michigan and you want to carry it concealed, this is the one thing you have to do. It's the only thing really that you have to do. Take this class, go and apply, and then that's it. You don't even need to own a gun to take the class, frankly. I don't yet see the Black Friday event listed, but Steve will put it up there, and I'll let you know. Let's see. Reviews on Steve Prince. Terry, who is listening right now. All right, Steve is very knowledgeable, excellent instructor. Steve creates a great environment for learning. I'd recommend that anyone looking into a CPL training consider Prince Arming. Andrea, also listening. I highly recommend this class. Steve's very knowledgeable and thorough instructor. I have 25 years of experience with guns. I learned something new when I took his class. Such a shit kicker. My God, it's like you're a dude. Ugh, it's a complete sexist joke there. Get over it. All right, there you go. That is it for today. Oh, man, I love doing this show so much. You guys are the best. We got an Asshole of the Day award to hand out, though. Yesterday, I put woke Tony Romo haters, but it could also have been the Byron Township board of whatever they were, the ones who wanted the gay guy hockey player book off the shelves. In fact, I would have made them the Asshole of the Day yesterday, but I had forgotten about it by the time I sat down and wrote this shit. All right. Asshole of the Day brought to you by TC Paintball and JM Synthetics. Do you have any nominations? You don't. Wait, nope. Asshole of the Day. The recruiter who called you, Eric, a major pussy. No. I don't think so. Richard says, you do Vince Neil way too well. It's because I hear his cameos. Hey, Richard, hey, buddy. You have a Molly Christmas and a happy crew year. And shout at the devil. Shout at the devil. Have a Molly Christmas and a happy crew year. All right. Yeah, so if we could go back in time, I would give it to the book Nazis in West Michigan. Woke up late today, no alarm. Met former NBA star Jason Terry. The National Guard dudes are awesome. Grand Rapids Gold, NFK, Medicare, Blueberry, shit, Fruit Brute, My Journey into Fat, Dear Meathead Tomorrow, Shoreliner Striping, Bobcat Goldthwait, Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld's kind of an asshole. The idiot hiker who didn't pick up his phone, he's kind of an asshole. The blind kid is not an asshole. The dumb shits on the set of the movie Rust, they're kind of assholes. They're definitely assholes. The crazy bitch who wrote the article about Tony Romo. Aha! Uh-oh. Let's see. She's got like 8 names. By the way, you know, like when you look at somebody's teeny tiny avatar, they look like a dude, or they like they look like one thing. Like occasionally, if you're looking at somebody's teeny tiny profile pic, they'll look hot, and then if you look a little closer, it's like, oh no, good from afar, but far from good. Well, Shalice is none of those things, but she does look like a dude, so I think there's something going on there. Either that, or she's just so woke. The goal is to now look like both sexes at the same fucking time. Shalice, now she's going to cancel me. Like that's going to happen. Shalice Manza Young, you are this day's asshole of the day. Congratulations, sir. I guess I don't know what you are, but I know this. You are an asshole. Congratulations. You've just won an award. Fuck you and go to hell. That is going to do it. Okay. The Eric Zane Show podcast is in the books for today. And check me out in just a handful of minutes after I go tinkle on the almighty Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV Twitch live stream. Okay? Yes. Have a good one, folks. Talk to you then.